So, I know this is a video that's been done before, and, it's only a matter of time before this actually is done. Because if you guys haven't noticed, Marvel has gotten back into doing crossovers again. Like, they're doing them currently, the Marvel Fortnite crossover, and we are getting a Marvel Ultraman crossover. So I think it is safe to say that we will soon get, like, some announcement or something of that nature in the near future with this title. Even though the comic has just come out due to rights, it was even though it was a whole thing with the writers, so the comic got delayed. So now it's all taken care of. The comic's coming out, but I'm pretty sure this, along with Alien, are probably going to be getting some AVP Alien and Predator Marvel crossovers. And I did do a video talking about like which ones I'd love to see, but I figured, let's that was more like when Marvel announced that they were doing those comics. So this time around, I'm going to be doing this video is going to be more dedicated to more to that point. I kind of glossed over it last time, but this time around it's going to be more to the point of, okay, here's what characters would I love to see most with Alien and Predator. So let's get into it. So let's start off with the Alien. First and foremost, it has to be with Guardians of the Galaxy. I would absolutely love Guardians of the Galaxy crossover with Alien because it makes so much sense. Like, have Al Ewing or Donny Cates on the book? Yeah, that's perfect. This would be a fun kind of like cosmic horror kind of thing because if you go with like the movie Guardians team, or rather the basic Guardians team like Groot, Drax, Gamora, Rocket, and Star-Lord, it's pretty much well balanced against the Xenomorphs. Like, they're pretty well balanced. It's not like they're gonna have Beta Ray Bill there who could just lightning everything and kill everyone. So there's like a power balance there. You know what I mean? There's like a legit power balance with the Xenomorphs. Like they have Groot and Drax and Gamora, but like the Xenomorphs can like burn them still with their blood and whatnot. So Alien would be a definite number one for me. So as for other Alien crossover, I would say X-Men. Yeah, the X-Men, because they are on Mars now. So you could say like maybe Krakoa has like dug deep and unlocked an old xenomorph hive and awakened a queen. Maybe involve the Brood. Yeah, xenomorph, and has like the Xenomorph Brood War or something. I don't know. So, but yeah, X-Men people would say like, oh, X-Men wouldn't make sense. They're on they're on Mars now. They're on the moon. They're out in space most of the time. If you don't want to use like the stuff from Krakoa, bring in the Shi'ar. Like, obviously the Brood. So there we go with X-Men. I would say for another, Captain Marvel. Carol, I think would be a lot of fun in a Alien crossover. It'd be actually I kind of imagine it'd be almost in the vein of like the Green Lantern Alien crossover that was done by DC and Dark Horse years ago. So those are the major ones that come to me for an Alien crossover. Now Predator, on the other hand, I think everyone and their mother has come up with Predator Marvel crossovers for as long as it seems, and everyone has wanted more Predator crossovers than they have Alien crossovers with Marvel. That's the one thing, like, when people say, like, yeah, it doesn't work when you have maybe you could do it as the Alien story when they come to Earth as, like, an Avengers story, because that's, like, an Avengers-level threat. But really, the Predator works a lot more, and there's so many other characters people want to see the Predator fight in Marvel. So, like everyone else, I want a Predator-Wolverine story. I want Predator versus Wolverine. The other thing is, too, like, you already know who the winner's gonna be. Like, the beauty about Predator comics, and especially Predator crossovers, is you know who the bad guy is, and you know who's gonna already win, but you want to see the fight. So, I think it would be a detriment if they didn't do Predator versus Wolverine, get Jason Aaron on the book, or Ben Percy, or one of the major Wolverine writers on here, because, yeah. Actually, Ed Brisson, I think, is writing the Predator comic, and he has written some Wolverine books, too, so he'd actually be not a bad pick for a Wolverine Predator comic, now that I think about it. As for another obvious one, Predator and Punisher. Sadly, I don't think this will be right away because of, Marvel making him kind of like a the new leader of the Hand, but you could still do that. Like, have the Predator, like, killing its way through Hand ninjas. That's just perfect. And Frank now possessed by the Beast. I think that'd be also kind of a neat angle that he now can, like, on a supernatural level, handle the Predator without needing guns. Even though, yeah, he's still going to need guns because it's Frank Castle. He can't go anywhere without a gun. As for others, I would say Spider-Man, and you would have to do this. Like, you would have to do this straight up. If you were to do a Spider-Man versus Predator crossover, you have to incorporate Kraven the Hunter. You have to have Kraven in the book. Like, perfect example, like, Chip Zdarsky to write this comic. Why? Because Chip Zdarsky is an awesome Spider-Man writer, and he has this unhealthy obsession with Kraven the Hunter. Like, he really, really, really likes Kraven. So, yeah, I would say do a Predator book, and you have to have Kraven in there, and, like, the two hunters are, like, facing off with each other, and Spider-Man's, like, caught in the crossfire between the Predator and Kraven. That's, like, that would have to be the story. If it's, like, anything other than it's a Spider-Man Predator story and it doesn't have Kraven the Hunter in it at all, that's, like, a miss. That's, like, a total misfire. Like, it's one of those you have to do it because it's just perfect. It's just fucking perfect. As for, like, others, I think this would be another fun one right here would be a Predator Captain America crossover. You could have it, like, here's how I would do it. Like, let me just pitch this idea to you. Basically, you set the first issue. It'd be a 6-issue miniseries, but you set the first issue as like a setup issue. Again, kind of like the Green Lantern Alien crossover way back. But basically what this story is like, this story is set during, like, Cap was sent on a mission to the Pacific, and he's in Okinawa. If you guys remember in Predator 2, there was a Predator in Okinawa. So you could have that Cap went on, because he was never in the Pacific that often, in the Pacific Theater that often. So you could say, like, Steve and Bucky went on a mission to the Pacific to hunt the Red Skull or Zemo or someone, and they encountered a Yautja who was hunting soldiers, and they fought. The Predator lived because it wanted to hunt Cap. Now we fast forward to the present, and Steve Rogers is out there, but now this Predator has taken interest in Sam, who is back to being Captain America as well. So you have Sam, or you can even have Steve in the story. Yeah, you can definitely have Steve in the stories too, but it's more of Sam from here on out, of him dealing with the Predator. I think and also have Winter Soldier in there. So I think Predator versus Captain America would be a lot of fun. As for others, I would say, like, could we get Alien and Predator versus Ultraman? No, AG Super Eye is not going to... Like, the Super Eye Industries is not going to go for that. I do think, however, Predator versus Ghost Rider would be a lot of fun. I definitely think Predator taking on Ghost Rider, and maybe... Like, because just to go full tilt, just have the Predator... make a deal with Mephisto when it gets killed by Ghost Rider the first time. It becomes like a Yautja Rider or some crazy shit like that. Just go all out with that one. Just go the fuck all out with that one. And you gotta do... Now, Alien, this character could work with Alien too. So, Venom. Yeah, Venom versus Predator would be a lot of fun. And you could even have Venom, now that he's out in space, you could have Venom versus Alien. Donny Cates clearly wants to write that. Like, he's said a few times that he would love to write an Alien-Venom crossover. So, yeah. And Donny Cates makes money. So, there you go, guys. That's just a few random ideas right there. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what Marvel characters would you love to see fight Alien and Predator? Just comment below, let me know. And as always, if you haven't already, hit the link below. Head on over to my Patreon to check out exclusive content over on that end. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.